Alright guys, I'm making this video for those of you that are having a hard time with this measuring the pulse rate lab. So the key to this is that you need to go through the PowerPoint. Just looking at the actual document is not going to help you because you're going to be confused. So if you did not come to class, you don't know about the PowerPoint, you need to make sure it's in the folder as well. You need to go through the PowerPoint first because that is what's going to help you. Alright, so once you open the PowerPoint, first thing it tells you to do is to locate your pulse in your neck. So you're going to place your pointer finger and your middle finger together at the bottom of your jawbone. So here's your jawbone here. I'm going to do this so I can see there. So you're going to place them at the bottom, and then you're going to slide your finger slowly down below your jawbone until your neck until you feel a pulse. And I feel mine right in here. I feel it better with my pointer finger, but that's where I feel it. So until you get comfortable, you can practice it a few times, okay? All right, so step one is to find your resting pulse rate. So it tells you to sit quietly for a minute. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to get my timer up while I sit. All right, so you're going to find your pulse. So again, pointer and index finger. You're going to find your pulse, and you're going to count each pulsation for 15 seconds. And then once you get that number, you're going to multiply your rate by 4. So whatever number you get for the 15 seconds, you're going to multiply that by 4. So I'm going to count. All right. So I'm going to write mine down until I get to the actual document. So for my resting, I got 21. Okay. And then I'm just going to multiply 21 times 4. Which is going to give me 84. So that is my resting pulse rate. All right, so we're going to go to the second one. So you're going to do a breath hold pulse rate. So how you're going to do this is you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to exhale part of it. And you're going to just hold your breath, okay? So you're going to find your pulse and count each pulsation for 15 seconds. So I'm going to get my clock back up. Take a deep breath in. All right. So my breath hold, I got 18 beats. That's how many times I felt it beat in my pulse was 18 times. And I'm going to multiply that by 4, which gives me 72 beats per minute. Okay? All right, so standing pulse, right? So you're going to stand quietly for 1 minute. And I'm standing. So you're going to stand quietly for 1 minute. Okay, so I've stood for about a minute. So I'm going to find my pulse. I'm going to count for 15 seconds. Okay. So I got 22. Multiply that by 4, which is going to give me 88 beats per minute. And that is my standing. Okay. All right. So active, it tells you to run in place, jump up and down for 1 minute. You'll find your pulse and count each pulsation for 15 seconds. To get your pulse rate per minute, you're going to multiply by 4. So I'm just going to move around for a little bit and get my stuff together for like a minute. So you can just jump up and down. You can run in place. You can move. Just try to get because your heart rate should increase. That's where I was feeling, getting like some discrepancies with y'all stuff because y'all was giving me heart rates in the 40s or whatever. So you're just basically just being active, do whatever for like a minute, okay? And then we're gonna take our pulse rate for 15 seconds. So, which I'm sure some of y'all did not even get up out the chair or the bed, whichever one you're in when you're in class. So when you're doing this, but this is what you're supposed to do. Or you can run, but I'm not gonna run, but you can run if you want to. And just jump around or just add movement just to get your blood flowing. All right, so I'm gonna feel for my pulse and then I'm going to count it for 15 seconds. Now I can't find my pulse. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Write that down. So I had 25 times 4, which is gonna give me 100 beats per minute. All right. So mine increased except for my resting was 84, my breath hold one was 72, my standing was 88, my activity one was 100. So except for the breath hold, like my stuff increased, which should be kind of how it should go. Like when you hold your breath, it should decrease from your resting, but sometimes it differs. But at least for activity, it should have went up than what your original one was. Standing also, because it takes, if you're just sitting there relaxed and then you just all of a sudden stand up, your heart rate should go up a little bit. All right, so last step, which a lot of people are missing, is to analyze how does your resting pulse rate compare with your active pulse rate. So look at your resting. When I was relaxed, not doing anything, just sitting, I was talking to y'all because I'm explaining it, but just sitting down, my resting pulse rate was 84. When I got up and started being active, my heart rate went up to 100. So that's how you analyze. Like the more work you put in, the more movement you have, your heart rate should increase. So you should put something there in the activity part or the not activity, analyze part. So if you go to your let's go to the actual document. And I'm not going to type in it because I've shared it with y'all. Okay, but resting pulse rate, like I said, I had 21 will go here times 4, which will give me 84. Breath hold pulse rate was 18 times 4, which is 72. Standing pulse rate was 22 times 4, which gave us 88. And then activity pulse rate was 25 times 4, which gave us 100. So that is what it, what my pulse rate lab would look like. And then I will analyze it, and I'm going to compare and see when y'all have analyzed. If you're not looking at the PowerPoint, which goes with this, you're confused. So y'all gonna have to start looking at everything, looking at your conferences. So my analyze will be, well, my resting pulse rate was 84. My active pulse rate was 100. So the more active I became, my heart rate increased. So if I would have did like a 30-minute, on the elliptical or something like that, treadmill, then my heart rate probably would have been up more. But we just did like a minute of, some low activity. So your heart rate should have increased. So that's all you have to do for this assignment. I figured I would do a video to show you what you're actually supposed to do. Maybe and hopefully this will be a little bit helpful.